Welcome to another episode of the Urban Wall Street Project. I'm your host, Earl Christian III, of course. And today I have an amazing, accomplished woman in the building. She's a two-time Emmy winning producer. TV and film production is the topic. I produce, she produces, so we want to enjoy this. If you're interested in getting into production or entertainment, you think you built for it, pay attention because this game is serious. Without further ado, the incomparable Miss Crystal Whaley.
Hi.
Hi, bro.
Hello.
And this is my girl, you know, another HU connection.
Oh, yes, HU all day.
So
that's right.
HU is the school you need to go to because you see the network is crazy. But let's talk about, first of all, sister, congratulations.
Thank you.
On the Emmys.
Thank you.
Two of them, 2 years in a row.
2 in a row.
Find out. So I just want to, ask you because, I'll be putting a couple of them on my mantle at some point. That's the goal. But what was that feeling like, Crystal, when you got that first one?
Oh wow! Well, it was unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
I never dreamt that I would get one.
Mm-hmm.
It was for Outstanding Preschool Series,
Mm-hmm.
Sesame Street. So I was one of the producers there.
Wow.
And we are Sesame Street kids. I mean,
Right,
that's we grew up on Sesame Street. So I was the youngest producer there, the only black woman there.
Mm.
Sesame Street wins every year, but I just thought, I'm there, maybe it won't win.
Right.
But we had an amazing year, and I just never, ever dreamt. Ever. It was my first time being, producing for TV.
Right.
Most of my experience is music videos, commercials, documentaries, features, but that was my first foray in TV and my very first for children's television.
Wow.
So it was a big deal. It was a big deal. It was a big deal. It was a real big deal. They did a whole tribute to Big Bird and to Elmo. It was the guy who plays Big Bird, the original guy had gotten a Lifetime Achievement Award, the same guy who played it back in '69 when it originated. So it was a big deal for the whole, for Sesame Workshop. So. To win that year was very special. Right.
So you won that one. You was elated, probably surreal. You just living in the glory, looking at it like, wow, really?
Like, wow, really, yeah.
And then we get to the next year.
The next year, win again.
Bah! Now, what was that? Hold up.
Well, I never expected to win the first one. So I'm like, okay, so I'm walking around here with 2 Emmys. Word? Really? Yeah, it was very just, unexpected, overjoyed. Now I just feel like I can kick down the door because I got 2.
Exactly.
You just can't deny me.
One, you're pretty, but there's people that have been in TV forever.
Absolutely.
We got some superstars that have been going 20 years trying to get one, and they still can't get it. And then people have been in television, so to get one is definitely a huge accomplishment. And I just had to showcase it to my international audience. I need to let people know that we get it in.
We do.
Now, I want to talk about TV film production because it's definitely it's the passion of mine, obviously, and of yours as well.
Yes.
And ironically, we were both in the same school of communications and had different journalism and production, but we're here in the beginning. But I want to talk about it because I know personally, people have a lot of misconceptions about TV, how you produce TV, how money is made, what producers do, and they really don't understand it.
Yeah.
So if you will, this is like TV film production 101, if you will. So let's go into TV and film production. From your observations and experience, what's some of the biggest misconceptions people have about TV production?
People think it's glamorous. It's like, it's really kind of watching paint dry. It's a lot of preparation. Being in front of camera might seem like it's glamorous, but it's so much work that goes behind it. It's months. In documentaries, it's years. And then the process of producing and then post-production is a long process too. So, it's not as easy as it looks. It's long and thought out and planned, and it's a lot of hard work.
Right. Now there's different components to production, right? Let's talk about a few of them. What do you think is the first component? If you want to get into TV film production, you definitely make sure you got this on point.
Yeah. Well, to get into it, I would say you need to be really, kind of organized. It's a lot of hats. It's wearing a lot of hats, being a producer. It's putting out fires. It's almost like being a teacher for like a kindergarten class, really just making everybody play together, making sure that you can quell egos, making sure that the material is, pretty good, or as good as you can make it. Sometimes you're handed material you don't necessarily like, but it's your job to make it as good as you can.
Exactly.
And it's a lot of organizational skills, a lot of people skills. It's not a whole lot of book stuff. I mean, it's really kind of on set. You kind of learn. You know, when I first started, I was kind of thrown in. And if I didn't swim, I was going to sink. And so it was a lot of kind of, common sense stuff, negotiating skills, getting people to do what you want them to do.
Right,
so you gotta have a little charisma with it, you know, kind of smooth out egos, but really kind of just organized, you know, being on top of things, thinking about problems that might happen, and being able to put out those fires before they happen.
Right.
You know, just kind of thinking ahead, thinking forward.
Now, film. Do you also? I mean, is film production one of your passions as well?
Yeah, and it's very different. Well, I can break down different types of production.
Okay, so let's talk about the different types.
So I started in documentaries.
Okay.
And then moved on to commercials and music videos with film production, which is stuff that you see in the screen, so theatrical production, and then TV production. And the role or the term producer can be different in all those genres.
Right.
So in documentaries, I started off as a production assistant, did a whole bunch of research, lots of running around and gathering information, and then was promoted on that particular documentary to an associate producer. Okay. And what I did do was kind of, in documentaries, it's really just, you know, following someone's life or following a project, but behind the scene, it's getting people together, organizing shoots, stuff like that, and really kind of making the flow of production a lot easier for the producer. So the producer can come back with all of that footage and kind of figure out what the story is once they're in the editing process, which is post-production. And that really is what documentaries are. Okay. So producing documentaries is a passion project. It's a lot of work. You could be producing a documentary for years. If you're following a subject, if you're following some type of issue, is gathering all that information, and the story really does happen in post-production. And that's not like in music videos or commercials or theatrical releases, features or TV. You have a treatment or you have a script, and everything is pretty much there. So it's not creating the story at the end. You have the story in front of you, and you're directing and trying to get things or get elements to fall in line with the set of parameters that you have as a treatment or a script. Okay. So it's a little bit different in that way. And then, let's see, commercials and music videos are kind of similar in terms of producing. You're kind of the head person. You hire all of the department heads. So you hire the DP, which is the cinematographer or the director of photography, the camera department, and you hire the gaffer, and you hire the gaffer, the DP, and you hire the grip, the director, of course. And basically, you just kind of make sure everything happens. You are managing everything. That's from getting all the vendors, and vendors meaning your camera packages, your lighting packages, sound, everything that's happening here, like making sure all these 3 cameras are here, making sure these 2 chairs are here, making sure that you're here, making sure our post guy is here.
I get my production in. It's no joke. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
And if somebody in your team is running late or out, you have to. You might have to become that grip for that moment or that person.
You might have to.
If you really want that production to come out tight.
Exactly.
That PV has to be there. I love it. And then so we got that. So we have cinematography. We have commercials and videos.
Commercials. Well, commercials and music videos are producers create this thing called a bid, a budget, which is a prospective budget of the project. Okay. So, for instance, with music videos, I'm working with a director. And say the director has a concept, has an idea, they write up what's called a treatment. Same in commercials. They write up some type of treatment. And then it's my job to bid the job to the production company for a commercial or to the record label for a music video. So I'm running against other directors and other producers, their teams, and we're trying to get, you know, the best concept and trying to get it at, you know, where the budget needs to be. And sometimes you have an inkling. You know, if you're dealing with a music video that's very, very low budget, a higher budget. When I was coming up, or when I was doing music videos and commercials, I was kind of in the golden age, so we had budgets, which was lovely. We had budgets. So you remember serious budgets, slick budgets,
$100,000 budgets. It was good for music videos.
Good. And then some of those directors kind of parlayed into commercials, because most directors want to direct something else. They want to direct their passion project, or they want to direct their script, and so these are their kind of stepping stones to get to that, to hone their skills. So you have this bid, and then you're either awarded the job or you're not awarded the job. Once you're awarded the job, then you're handling everything: locations, casting, hair and makeup, which we call the glam squad, and you're hiring all those people. You're working with unions. Every department has their respective union in all cities. You got to deal with them. You got to deal with Teamsters. A lot of negotiating, not a lot of, you know, patting people and rubbing them down and making people play together, and then trying to get what's on the script or treatment to film. And trying to get it at budget or below budget. You want to get it below budget so they'll hire you again.
Exactly.
You know, and then it's their job, whoever is the production company or the record label, to get it aired so that all of you all can see it.
And sometimes it seems like it's so hard to stay under budget.
It's hard. And sometimes, you know, and it's variables that you can't even think about. Like, you know, the camera breaks down. You know, the artist doesn't want to come out of their trailer. We've heard those stories.
Of course.
Or, you know, something just crazy happens. Weather happens, you know, you're outside, you're supposed to be on an outside shoot. It starts, you know, it's a monsoon. And you don't have plan B because you weren't budgeted for plan B. So lots of things can happen. But you, as a producer, have to be able to, you know, juggle it and figure out what the solution is and then make it happen. Because at the end of the day, it's your butt that's on the line.
Exactly. And I'm so happy that you broke the production down that way with the role of the producer, because I have a program that I created called Young Producers, and I have it in schools, 5 schools throughout New York City. I have it in Jersey, and all the kids are like, I want to be a producer, I want to be a producer. I put the 5 main components. So you got the director, the actor, the talent, the writer, and the camera person. You know, so others. But if you have those 5 people, you can, on this level, you can bring a production. I want to be the producer because why? They see that on TV. But what does a producer do? And I let them know, I said, well, producers make a lot of money, right, Mr. C? They do make a lot of money. But there's a huge responsibility because you are responsible. Well, they say, so I want to have my scene. You're responsible. If you want your scene outside, you need to make sure it's going to be outside. If you need you need the hallway cleared, you need if you need a security guard, you have to put the pieces of the puzzle into the pot so it could come out right. So that's a beautiful situation. Now, do you enjoy film production or TV production more? Or is it kind of a, you know, even kill? Well,
for the TV production, that was Sesame Street, so that was nice. I mean, it's politics everywhere, so you know that's always some drama. But that was nice to see something that you grew up with.
For sure.
But film production, I think, is my passion because I'm able to get our stories out there and get our images of us, you know. So just being able to be responsible in that way, to be able to contribute in that way, especially for young Black people, you know, young Black men, young Black women, just getting positive images and telling our story. So that's what I'm most passionate about. TV, you know, if you can get something on air and it's not going to get cut up after you produced it, then that's a feat, you know.
For sure.
And I'm not quite there yet. I'm not Oprah. I don't own, you know, Harvard Productions. So, but with a film, if it's on the page, if it's actually in the script, and you're being able to see yourself in that script, and you're being responsible, and the project has integrity, then you know that what's on that page is what you're going to see on screen. So it's safer in that way. And you get, you know, you're a little bit more control in that way if you're able to get it greenlit, and then so I think the film production is probably what I like best.
Now you just said a key term, and I mean I'm familiar with it because I heard it when well the first time I actually heard the term was when I saw Matt Damon and Ben Affleck had the project, the Greenlight project. But let the people know, they said Greenlit, what is that? Some people probably have never heard the term. Let them know what Greenlit means.
Greenlit and Greenlight means that if you have a project and you are pitching a project, like say for instance you have an idea for a film, or you actually have a treatment for a script that you're working on, or you have a script, and you've got an agent, and you've got a rep, you know, because a lot of times you can't just walk into people's offices, you know. So you got your army of people who come with you. And you're passionate about this project, and you're pitching it to the production heads, the development department, or the acquisition department. And they're like, hey, we love it. We love it. And you can do it for this much, and you got these people attached, what? Okay. What they'll do is they'll use this term called greenlit, meaning that it is awarded, just like how I talked about the word award in commercials and music videos. That means that you can actually go into production. Okay. That they're actually saying, they're giving you a sanction. Yes, we want it. Yes, we'll fund it however way the funding comes. Right. And then you're able to say, okay, so I've got something in pre-production. I can actually start hiring people, start getting stuff in motion so that you see it on the screen.
Yeah, and I mean, I watched a couple of those films from that Greenlit project, and I was like, this is a cool situation. Now, with every industry, like you said, we all see TV. A lot of people see TV, and we know that the process for a half-an-hour show or a 2-hour movie is far beyond 2 hours or 30 minutes. I know that without question. And I know a lot of people have misconceptions about, you know, TV production. In your travels and experiences, I'm sure you talk to young people, college people and college people that want to do what you do or to emulate you. What's one of the biggest misconceptions, I think, that you just kind of see? If there's one consistent with young people who think I want to produce TV too, is there a consistent misconception?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of people think, well, first of all, they think it's easy. And secondly, they think that their idea is new. You know, and that's not a diss to anybody, but you know, no idea is new. Everyone has flipped it this way, that way, colored it green, colored it purple. And it's hard to flip it in a way that someone, like say for instance, if I am head of acquisitions or I'm head of development at a network, and you want to do a reality TV show or scripted reality TV show about you going to Howard. Well, I might already, you know, I've seen that. I got Real World over here. How are you going to flip that? How is it going to be different so that my audience, my demographic is interested in it? So you have to be really creative because all of these ideas are not new. You just have to find a way to kind of flip it so that it is entertaining and it's valuable to the person that you're pitching to.
Now that brings me to the reality TV, because reality TV is like, somebody opened up the doors and it just, and like you said, you have a scripted reality. And when I talk to the kids, I say, listen, reality, this is reality. I'm here with you in real time. I said, you see something on TV, it's reality because it was capturing real moments, but they are not chronological moments. So it's reality to me, but it's really like, it's almost like pseudo-reality because it's not really.
Well, there's two types of reality. There's scripted reality, and then there's documentary type reality. And so it's the same thing, it's the same concept as producing a documentary. You've got all this footage. You got 24 hours of cameras in your face, right? And so they're trying to find a moment that is going to create conflict or create, you know, drama, because that's what's going to sell the show, right? Because it's all about, at the end of the day, you know, you can be as creative as you want to be. At the end of the day, it's about money. It's about getting advertisers in there to sell commercials so that, I mean, it's a whole mess, you know, and I don't want to call anyone's creative juices, but that's the real deal.
That's what this is about. We educate them so people don't walk in there like, you know, I want them like, wow. I need to really think about the TV productions I want to get in, because I know people say like, oh, I could do that. I could get up and talk for half an hour. And I'm like, it's not the same. A lot of people that see those cameras and they lose, or they just don't realize how much work actually has to go into the actual process. Now, me, I have never done film, but I know film is going to come down the pipeline. In production, it always seems like things could go wrong. You know, it seems like it seems like it could be the perfect day, but there will always be something that goes wrong. I want you to share with me one of your best and worst
I got the very best one. Okay, so my very first music video. Can I talk to the phone?
Let them know.
So my very first music video, I was shooting. Oh Lord, what was the song? Anyway, it was Biggie and Puff. All right. We in Times Square. We in Times Square is drama. It's my very first time producing. And this is what I'm saying, getting thrown in. A lot of times you can't really, you can prepare to a certain extent. You know, even going to graduate school and all that kind of stuff don't really matter. You have to really get your hands dirty and get up in there. All right, so we're in Times Square. It's a night shoot. It's a remix. It's a remix 112.
That was Mace, Biggie 112, yeah. I know the song.
Yeah, it was a 112 remix. Big was up there. All right, it was right in the hype of the drama. Okay, I'm kind of dating myself. Anyway, so we get out there and my lights don't come. My lights. The whole order. Nothing comes. It's on a Sunday night. So you shoot in New York, you shoot in Times Square, you got everything, you know, locked down, got police there, got everybody, you know, doing what they're supposed to be doing. My lights don't show. I got to figure out where I'm going to get my lights because at this point, I have got to shoot. This is a remix. Right. I got 6 hours to shoot this. Big's gone, Puff's gone, 112 was on tour the next day. It's my very first time. So the drama was, you know, I just had to like breathe. And the executive producer who was, who owned the company came by to see how I was doing, sister. Right. She's like, well, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, my lights is not here. She's like, okay, so, and I was like, all right. So I just kind of just took a deep breath. And there are lighting companies that will come and, you know, the $12, you just have to pay for them.
True that.
And I just had to negotiate. I was like, look, give me a break. It's my very first video. Y'all love Biggie, don't you? Like, I just totally got into, you know, and I got my lights there, and we were about a half hour late, but it didn't destroy the project.
That video was hot.
I had, thank you. It was about, you know, it was a little overage, and overage meaning over your budget a little bit. It's a little bit of overage because I was, you know, 30 minutes getting the new lights there.
Did Puff give you a pass, an HU pass?
He gave me a little bit of pass, yeah, just a little bit of pass. And, you know, it worked out. But, I mean, I could have freaked out, and it would have been all downhill. Exactly. We would have lost all that money. I would never have been producing anymore. But you have to be quick. You have to be able to be a problem solver immediately. Yes. You know, and just be quick about it. Because people don't want to look at you and be like, you know, what's going on? You need to be like, a plan is happening. Right. They're on their way. Right. Everything's fine. There's no problem here. What are you talking about? There's no problem. Let's just rehearse 30 minutes more. Right. And then the lights came. But it was my very first job, and it was, I was like, oh, wow. So that was your best experience, or that was like that most memorable? Was that a good one? That was the most memorable, and it kind of was like, all right, I could do this. Right, right. This is, all right, if I can handle that, I can handle anything. You know, dealing with that during that time was drama. Yeah. And, you know, being a black woman, a young black woman in that video world, it was crazy too. But I made sure that, you know, people had to treat me a certain way. They had to respect where I was coming from as I respected them. So I never really had too much drama on set because they knew where I was coming from. Right. You know, and that set the precedent. Now, I want to talk a little something about, you know, just the whole TV and film, you know, a little bit of Hollywood. And it's, you know, Hollywood is going to be a certain way. But you know, I think that I'm happy that I do what I do. I'm happy you do what you do because I like to see a mixture of faces. You know, I see a lot of recycling of chocolate, of caramel. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see something different. What's your take on, you know, the role that urban America plays in films and TV? Well, you know, I think it's getting a little bit better. You know, I think that it has to be more of us that are, you know, really decision makers. Exactly. People who are in the development departments and acquisition departments. We have to think about our own distribution, our own film studios, like Tyler Perry has one down in Atlanta. Right. We've got to also make sure that we are mentoring and getting our people on set because really, you know, it's not, you can have 17 degrees. I'm not going to hire you though because if you ain't never laid down some cable, I can't trust you with it. Right. So people need to understand that internships and shadowing people, you know, it will pay off. It will absolutely pay off. Now that's key. I like to just say internships and shadowing will pay off. So that my next question is, because I ask every person and we all say it, if you want to get in production, and this is you think where your passion is, will you have to do some free work? Yeah, you have to do some free work. But it's not going to be free for long. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the deal is that you just have to do your research and find the people that you really, really like their work. Right. You know, not really about who's hot, but, you know, what work do you like? Like, if you're a photographer, you want to be a cinematographer, what black cinematographers are out there? There are a couple of them. One of them is a Howard alum, Malik Saeed. Right. Fun, amazing, phenomenal. Right. Shadow him. Get with his production company. Get him coffee. You know, I mean, it's just it's that simple. If somebody is, and there's a bunch of us that are in production in some capacity, it's about really kind of shadowing people. Exactly. And, you know, you have to do it for a minute. You don't have to do it for long. No. Because there's going to be an opening in a minute for a production assistant, you know, and you start working your way that way. The other thing I just want to kind of hone in is production has a couple of different angles. There's film and TV production, and then there's news. And there's two different tracks. It's the same thing, but it's two different tracks. So with news production, it's about getting internships when you're still in school. You're doing a lot of field producing. So you're one man, one woman, you know, kind of machine.
Right.
So you're writing and you're shooting and you're editing and you're making these packages. And that's kind of the news portion. And then the kind of, I guess, the other Hollywood track
Right.
is kind of what I do. But they can transfer. They can transfer. Also, production in talk shows is kind of a news track too. It's the same type of thing. It's packaging and just getting those things together and doing stuff with casting and being really inventive on thinking out the box. What do you think people would see? All of those things are internship worthy. And on the news track, it's a little bit faster because internships turn to real jobs. On this track, it could be fast. You just have to, you know, it's kind of a draw. You know, you got to roll the dice.
No doubt.
But they're both rich and beneficial. But you got to do a little free work.
Got to do a little bit of free work. My people at home, hope you've been watching. You know, we're going to get out of here in about 20 seconds. But it's a lot of positive things happening. It's a lot of work in production. If you really want to get in, if you think you're ready to win an Emmy, you got to roll them sleeves up, get your legs and your hands dirty, your fingernails. Don't be afraid to shout at anybody. Don't be afraid to do anything because nothing is free. If you're getting experience, experience is priceless, and it will pay off, and that's invaluable. Like I always say, you've been watching the Urban Wall Street Project. I want to thank my guest, Ms. Crystal Whaley. She's beautiful.
Thank you for having me.
Stay mindful, be prosperous, keep your head up. The world is yours. Go for it. Join the Urban Wall Street Business Club, urbanwallstreet.biz. We're doing some amazing things internationally. Like I always say, keep your head up. Until next time, peace.